let's learn about chromatic scales and natural symbols. In our previous lesson, we learned what double accidentals are and how to use them in music. If you haven't watched that video lesson, I linked it in the description below. You can also learn about sharps, flats, double sharps, and double flats by watching my other lessons linked in the description. In this lesson, you will learn what a chromatic scale is, what natural symbols are, and how to use natural symbols. First, let's understand what is meant by a chromatic scale in music. It's super easy to understand what a chromatic scale by using a keyboard, and that is because each pitch is represented by a key from lowest to highest, allowing us to navigate the full range of sound by moving from left to right or right to left. A chromatic scale on the keyboard looks like this. As you can see, every key from the starting pitch to its octave was played. Yep, that's what a chromatic scale is. Now wait. The problem for many people comes when it's time to notate the chromatic scale. But if you've been following my videos, this will be a piece of cake for you because you already know what is needed. So let's go ahead and notate a chromatic scale. As we know, a scale is a series of pitches that progresses from a starting pitch to its octave, which is 8 pitches above. To notate our chromatic scale, we begin by writing the starting pitch on the staff. Our next pitch is a black key going up, so we're going to use a sharp symbol to raise the pitch up a semitone. We'll go on to our next pitch, then, same as before, we use a sharp. We continue on doing this until we have reached the octave. Scale means ladder, steps, or stairs in Latin. Stairs are meant for going up and down, which means this scale must go back down to the starting pitch. Now, we use flats to return to the starting pitch. We start our descent onto our next pitch, and then we use another flat, and we continue on this way until we reach the bottom of the octave. Voila! Now, what happens when we have a scale in which we are only allowed to use sharps or flats? One of the two. Well, let's see. Here we have a chromatic scale that has sharps used to go up 1 octave. Returning to the starting pitch without using flats means we will need to use natural symbols. This is a natural symbol. The natural symbol cancels out any accidental or double accidental altering a pitch. In other words, it returns the pitch to its unaltered state. Now let's descend back to the starting pitch. As we start to backtrack, we have reached the first sharp pitch. We're going to add a natural symbol in order to get to the next pitch in our descending scale, and we're going to continue on this way until we have reached the bottom of the octave. And that is how you notate a chromatic scale that requires you only to use sharps, and you can use flats, right? So natural symbols is what you use. Now let's try the same with a chromatic scale that uses only flat symbols. So this is our starting pitch. An ascending chromatic scale using only flats will require us to use the natural symbols on the way up instead of on the way down. Immediately, we encounter a flat pitch, which we will then add a natural symbol to in order to continue ascending. We will do the same with the pitches that follow. Now that we have reached the top, descending is easy. We simply add the flats needed on the way down, and that's it. Using natural symbols along with sharps and flats will be useful once we get into more complex and advanced music theory and harmony as well as music reading. For now, it's just good to know. And now that you know all of that, let's do a little bit of practice. In the description, you will also find a link to free staff paper if you don't have any, and you can use that to write down your clefs and pitches. Number 1, create an ascending chromatic scale starting on this pitch using only sharps and naturals. Number 2, create a descending chromatic scale starting on this pitch using only flats and naturals. Number 3, starting on this pitch, create an ascending and descending chromatic scale using sharps and flats only.
Mission accomplished.
Congratulations! You now know what chromatic scales and natural symbols are. In this lesson, you learned what a chromatic scale is, what natural symbols are, and how to use natural symbols. In our next lesson, we will be learning the pitch names in relation to the keyboard, so don't miss it. If you find my videos helpful, give a like and subscribe to help me bring you more free music lessons. In the meantime, have a musical day, and I'll see you in the next one.